know what I love about white people, especially these racist white people, in these comment sections, they try and act righteous when they're really racialists. You know what I'm trying to say?
It's true, yeah.
They said something about like, black people didn't care about the land before; it was all barren, but now that
they said that it was barren,
yeah, exactly. But now that we have it, all they want to do is steal from us. They don't want to work, but they're really good at killing and raping or something like that.
Yeah. Or they'll say, there's one guy who was saying, I know there's more than one person saying that, oh yeah, give it back to them, and they won't even know what to do with it. They won't even know how to. Like the country's gonna go down because they don't know nothing. They don't know how to do. Like they're the only people that know how to work with the land.
We've never had we've never had civilizations before. White people were fucking created out of a test tube. For questions, comments, and to show your support, visit us on the web at afroempath.com. So apparently, in South Africa, there's a movement. I think you heard about that shit?
Yeah, I've been following it.
Oh my god, I didn't know, man. I just found out.
You didn't know?
No, I didn't know.
No, because they don't really want people to know.
They're not gonna publish that shit over here. But apparently, it happened sometime earlier this month, and they passed a law to not only get these farmers out of the country, but they're not paying them shit. You know what I'm trying to say?
And it's a big problem right now. Like,
I looked into it.
Gearing up over there. Yeah.
I looked into it. Apparently, these white farmers in South Africa, they own like 78% of the land, and they only make up like 8% of the population. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
All around them, black people are living in fucking squalor in these little tents and shit. And these farmers have their fucking. These farmers like are living in like high class like lifestyles with fucking fences all around them to keep black people out, and shooting black kids if they steal a fucking sunflower seed or some shit, and
doing all kinds of things to the kids, like locking them up, like beating. I saw a video where the guy was beating his workers, like his employees, like
I wouldn't doubt it. They that's it. And the thing is, they're all on that video, snot crying, like, we bought this land fair and square, we paid for it, yada yada yada. We own this, and I'm like, well, how did the people that you bought it from get it? You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah,
they fucking took it by force through violence.
I saw them cry. One girl crying, saying how, it feels so uncomfortable walking around with all the tension because we look different. Like, I'm thinking, hasn't that been other black people's reality forever? And you're crying, saying how you're feeling tension because you're like a minority, and like you're scared and all that stuff. I'm thinking, so now they're trying to turn it around, eh? They're trying to flip the, like, as if
of course that's they always do. See, they never see, they don't they again, like I keep saying about principles first, emotions second. They want to play off of people's emotions, so they don't want to talk about the fact that the land that they quote unquote own, they got from a fucking land grab. Earlier on through military force. And they don't lawfully own that shit. You know what I'm trying to say? These South Africans had their fucking goddamn villages bulldozed over. Their women were raped, and their citizens were fucking killed if they refused to leave.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say? So the empathy towards these people who are living in squalor all around their fenced off farms is not there. It's only for themselves. They had the financial resources to get the fuck out of that country and give the land back to the people. But they're not going to do it because they're not of principles. They care more about their own well-being of the minority than the majority of their quote unquote fellow countrymen, which we goddamn both know that white people that colonize us don't think of us as fucking fellow human beings.
No.
Exactly.
They pretend.
Of course. Racism depends upon the slickness and the sensitivity of the colored people around them to stay calm while the social economic castration ensues of a people. And it's, to me, it's just a beautiful thing to see that black people are rising up in Africa, at least in South Africa, I was just, wow. I was like, wow, boy, if they get their fucking,
I knew it. I've been watching this story.
I was like, boy, if they get their fucking land back, that's good. That's good news for all Africans, as far as I'm concerned. You know what I'm trying to say?
But guess what, though?
What's up?
Have you seen the comments?
What comments about what?
Now, remember, they're cousins they have cousins all around the world that are watching this.
Cousins who mean white people?
Yeah,
okay.
They're watching this thing and kind of like upset because all their cousins are standing on the same type of land. This thing is going to cause a big problem.
you mean you're talking about how
yes.
They colonized the other lands, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah, the niggers are uprising here. The niggers are they want a god. It's our land, god damn it. We took it fair and square.
It's going all back to land now, and
exactly because black people are waking up
to hide it.
Exactly, they're waking up. Yeah, they
hid it because they don't want people other like us over here and everybody start looking into this land thing.
Yeah,
and then when the truth is going to cause friggin'
exactly,
crazy
and exactly, it's going to eventually hit America too. Exactly.
You should hear some of the racist comments.
Oh, I don't care. I've already seen it. You know what I love about white people, especially these racist white people. In these comment sections, they try and act righteous when they're really racialists. You know what I'm trying to
say? It's true, yeah.
This is something about black people didn't care about the land before; it was all barren, but now that
they said that it was
barren, exactly. But now that we have it, all they want to do is steal from us. They don't want to work, but they're really good at killing and raping or something like that.
Yeah. Or they'll say, there's one guy who was saying, I know there's more than one person saying that, oh, yeah, give it back to them, and they won't even know what to do with it. They won't even know how to, the country's gonna go down because they don't know nothing. They don't know how to do, they're the only people that know how to work with the land. We've never had civilizations before white people were fucking, created out of a test tube. You know what I'm trying to say? It's like before white people came out of a fucking test tube, black people were lost. Oh God, thank you, white saviors. You know what I'm gonna say? This white savior doing all the work.
Yeah, exactly. This white savior complex is like it's off the chain. It's beautiful to see it play out in its final stages, though.
Yeah, it is. It is kind of. I don't know why I didn't mention it to you. Even yesterday, I was watching something on it, and I thought of you. But then I'm like, I'm always sending this guy stuff.
No, I don't say. No, hell no, no,
so I didn't bother.
No. Don't get me wrong. No, I'll say this right. When how can I put it this? There's at a certain point, I'll tune out certain things if the lessons from it have been learned. You know what I'm trying to say? From me personally. You know what I'm trying to say? At some point, after seeing so many black men, especially, but also occasionally black women being shot or being killed, should I say, by cops in America, it was just got to the point where I didn't know whether this shit actually happened or whether white people are just making this shit up to piss us off. You know what I'm trying to say?
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because don't get me wrong, the white people do create fake news stories.
They do.
So I'm just like, okay, I can feel myself being emotionally played upon, and that's not good. You know what I'm trying to say? Especially as an empath. But this is something different. You know what I'm trying to say? Where I know that this is black people rising up. So this is something worthy of giving my attention to. This is a good thing. It's a good thing to see black people, no matter where they are, standing upon principles. You know what I'm trying to say? It's a beautiful thing.
But that's how South African black people need to learn. Even other Africans in Africa need to learn from them.
Yeah,
they don't joke. South Africans.
Yeah, I respect. I didn't know anything about them. They they got their own little version of the damn Black Panthers up in there. So that some Pan-African movement going on. I was like, wow, it's like
that's the real Mandela effect. They want to talk about Mandela effect. That's what it is. Like they probably tried to lull the younger generation to sleep.
Yeah.
But it didn't work. It didn't work. Most of the other African countries are lulled to sleep. But this thing here, I want to see what, like, it's, I got to see. I saw how they're arming up. The white ones are arming up, but the black ones are armed up too. It's crazy. And it's not even their play. They should leave. No, but they don't want to go anywhere.
Yeah, they're not going to leave because they how can I put it? White people need to think that, and I don't want to say white people, but these racist colonists, you know what I'm trying to say? These colonizers, they like to think that they have a principle to stand on. You know what I'm trying to say? So if they leave, it sends a message to the rest of their colonizing compatriots. You know what I'm trying to say? That we gave up on sucking from the Africans. You know what I'm trying to say? They're vampires, right? So to suck off of us is their way of life. It's like a mosquito. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Mosquitoes, that's how they live. They're bloodsuckers. You know what I'm trying to say? So if the mosquitoes don't bloodsuck, then the mosquito colony doesn't live.
That's true.
So if what are they gonna do? Run back to the rest of the mosquitoes and be like, sorry guys, No, their little false sense of pride is all they have left. They're savages. They're animals. They're beasts.
We're talking about this, and I get a message from the Philippe show. The newest show is called White Fragility and what? White Fragility as a trauma response. That's his new show.
Yeah.
Now, as we're talking about this, that's funny.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Their egos are being exposed. And I think in America, Trump was the figurehead to expose the fragility of the white man's ego. You know what I'm trying to say? That's all he is. He's just ego. He doesn't. He's the embodiment of the white male imperial mindset. You know what I'm trying to say? Where it's capitalism first, and money first, and wealth first, and people second. So.
But they did a good job keeping that story out of the news. They hid it. I didn't know. I don't. The truth is the matter. I don't watch TV anymore because most of the TV is complete like mush. You know what I'm trying to say? The stories. It's just like the stories are just like, check out this pretty cat. I'm like, God damn, that's in the news. I mean, you should see there's something in the news right now. You would laugh.
Kim Kardashian's butt, part 5. Like, God damn, that's in the damn news.
There's a 30-year-old guy right now that got kicked out of his house by his parents. And that's in the news right now.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like and this is not goddamn Entertainment Tonight. This is regular damn daytime news.
Yeah.
The point is that as change is actually ensuing, especially with black people and just throughout the world in general, they're having all these fluff pieces. You know what I'm trying to say? Because most people in this country, most people in the world are pleasure-seeking pain avoiders. As if change will not ensue. You know what I'm trying to say? Based upon whether they ignore it or not. No, what you're doing is just making sure you don't have a future. You know what I'm trying to say? That's pretty much it. Change is going to come regardless. It's those who prepare for it today, and adapt that basically that own the future. And so that begins in your heart and in your mind. And those people who cannot see the effects of colonization upon indigenous people really have no heart. You know what I'm trying to say? They look upon other people as if they were savages who are helpless without the intellect of the white man, and because of that, they miss out on the beauty of humanity as a whole, and they're not going to be included in it. You know what I'm trying to say? It's pretty much it. They're making themselves irrelevant and to have and without a purpose in the greater scheme of things.
Yeah. This is crazy.
Yeah, so I guess we'll miss him. It was nice. White supremacy was nice. While it lasted.
A YouTuber went down to South Africa
Mm-hmm.
the other day, and they're black, and they were recording the people, the white people in the area, how the white areas were so nice, and
yeah,
the white people, you could see in the video white people turning back to look at him as he's walking through, like as if to say, "What are you doing?"
Yeah,
like they didn't feel comfortable, the fact that he was there walking around and enjoying himself on holiday, because they put black people in their place. So you stay over there, we'll stay here and enjoy this nice, lovely weather and environment.
That's them. They're Tarzan. You know what I'm saying? The king of the king of the jungle.
Yeah.
This is my jungle. I colonize these savages.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it. If you can't, their thing is if I cannot be natural, then I must dominate. I must dominate what is natural. If I cannot have love, this is the narcissistic, imperialistic mindset. If I cannot have love in my heart, right? If I can't find it in my heart, then I will dominate it in you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what they do. They get an ego high off of the economic, material, and sometimes even physical rape of nations of people and their land.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's comments on the video I was watching yesterday. The comments are, "Oh, America's next. Oh, you just wait." Oh, like this is just.
Oh, of course. Oh, of course. Yeah, but the thing is that how can I put it? Now in America, we don't have the numbers that they have in places like South Africa. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So in South Africa, they I think like I said, the white farmers, should I say, make up roughly 8% of the population, right? Even though they control about over 70% of the land. But in America, I'm not saying they have us divided. Truthfully, Latinos are divided into white Latinos and Latinos.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then there's black people, and then truthfully, our communities are a little bit divided too. But not there may not be as much hatred, but still, there's sections of West Indians, and then there's sections of black people, and there's sections of, I guess that's pretty much it. But we don't have the solidarity. You know what I'm trying to say?
Nope.
We don't have solidarity. We have, and to be honest with you, we don't necessarily need it. What we're producing is called Christ. Mm-hmm. What we're producing is a fucking superhero. So our freedom is not coming through. Our freedom does not need to come through the butt of a gun. You know what I'm going to say? We don't need that to be free. And that's a certain faith that we all have to have as black people in this country. You know what I'm trying to say?
That's primitive.
What do you mean? That
primitive.
That mindset that I have?
Guns.
Guns,
no,
yeah.
Guns.
Oh, you're talking about the Black Panther?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but that's the thing. Ultimately, that's what they fear. They fear the rise of a black messiah. In America. And that's how we'll be free. And ultimately, those white people who look forward to white colonists getting justice brought to them, they'll be spared. You know what I'm trying to say? Because they still have, their hearts are still towards God. You know what I'm trying to say? It's those people who cannot look at another person, regardless of their skin color, and see them as a brother. You know what I'm trying to say? Those are the people who have justice coming to them.
Yeah.
So, our change is coming, and it will come, in my lifetime. So it's a beautiful thing. It's good. I would say having faith in that is something that cannot be taught in one podcast episode. You know what I'm trying to say? You have to know your history. You have to know your own prophecy. You have to know your religion came out of Africa. You know what I'm trying to say? It didn't come from Europeans, and just like, you know, just like they always like to claim in terms of like, you know, we couldn't do things without them. Like, in the same way they took our lands, they also took our religion. You know, you know, the way that they claim our lands are theirs. They're gonna claim that the math came from them. They're gonna claim that science came from them. They're gonna claim that philosophy came from them. They're gonna claim that religion came from them. You know, it's up to us as people of the African diaspora to reclaim our own history and our own heritage, and you know, and what came from us to begin with. Part of that is a knowledge of self and a knowledge of God, not just our lands. You know what I'm trying to say? Because we've had lands before, and land itself and the earth itself is not enough to be free. You know what I'm trying to say? It'll make you great human beings in terms of maybe living, but until your hearts are free. You know what I'm trying to say? There's always going to be war amongst each other. You know what I'm trying to say, which creates division, because we can't overlook the putrid hearts of the Africans who sold their own brothers and sisters into slavery initially to white people. You know what I'm trying to say? That did happen.
Yeah, but for something too. They were tricked into doing. For whatever was offered to them, thinking that was of any significance.
No, there's evil in the hearts of African people too. You know what I'm trying to say? I'm not saying all.
Yeah, there is, but it's like it's not like a big percentage of.
Yeah, exactly. Bingo. Exactly. Exactly. Absolutely. I'm not gonna compare us to white people now. But it's still don't think the African
white people like to use that.
I'm not one of those people that like to use that. But I'm saying that historically speaking, we've already ruled the world, and we've already had great civilizations. We've already owned our land, and we've already not had white people in our lands. We never had issues with colonization before. Does that make sense? And life was not perfect.
No, it can't be.
It wasn't perfect. I'm saying because there's a side of some pro-black people that think that, you know, when we were in Africa, everything was just like, you know, you know, we're just like everybody was happy, you know, fuck that. No, that wasn't true. You know, we warred amongst each other. You know what I'm trying to say? There was, you know, so
but not to the extent. Not
to the extent. I'm not disagreeing. Yeah. I'm not disagreeing. But the point is that if you as a giant African nation can be colonized and conquered by a small majority of savages, right? What does that say about you? You must have been divided. There must have been something, a seed of division within you to begin with, that was able to bring you apart. You know what I'm trying to say? That's not often talked about. You know, so they don't have the power. It's like hyenas. They don't really have the power to really fight lions. You know what I'm trying to say? They have to divide you up. You know what I'm trying to say? And then find weakness within you. So we have to find inner strength and love one another and love ourselves. You know? I'm just saying that a lot of times countries do overthrow white people. I'm just saying because I've seen it in the Americas, and I know you have as well. But because there's corruption in the hearts of black people still, these countries go back into infighting. You know what I'm trying to say? And they have the land, but they're still mentally dead, and they're still dead in their hearts. You know what I'm trying to say? I'm not sure if you've seen it, but I've seen it personally. I mean, I've seen. Yeah, it's there. It's there. I'm just saying we have to not just reclaim our lands back. We have to reclaim our minds and our hearts back too. You know, it was sad to see, but I've seen in Haiti, black people eating dirt. You know, and all they have to do is teach their citizens how to plant seeds. You know what I'm trying to say? But the government's corrupt. I know because I've spoken to a sister from Haiti. You know what I'm trying to say? And she says she doesn't want to go back there because the government's corrupt. And the government's not white. The government's black, you know? So we need to. I'm not saying the same thing's going to happen in South Africa. I doubt that. It seems that their government is a decent government. You know.
Yeah, sometimes these governments are working together with the British.
Yeah, their oppressor. Exactly.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. But that's the thing. Again, it can all they need is to have a couple people who are willing to sell out.
Yeah.
And the thing is, the people that sell out are more embrazened and more bold for greed and power than the good-hearted citizens are to get it back. A lot of times, you know what I'm trying to say? So that's why no matter what, it's gonna take a goddamn superhero to get this motherfucking world in check. It's gonna take Christ, man. You know?
Yeah.